XQC reacts to the interrogation tape of Alek Minassian. I think that's his name. I don't know if I got it wrong. Oops. I think I'm only gonna do one cam for this. Just do left cam, and then we'll go slightly below X. All right.
Viewer discussion advised. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't say it yet, but viewer discretion is advised. The following is probably going to be very disturbing for certain individuals to watch. Yeah, man. Viewer discretion is advised.
There you go.
At approximately 1:20 p.m., the
X just viewer discretion is advised. Okay.
city of
All
Toronto
right,
witnessed
all
the worst
right.
mass murder in its history. As
Wait,
25
what?
Viewer discussion.
Wait, worst mass wait, what?
Discussion advised. Okay. There you go.
At
Okay, this is gonna get
approximately
fucking
1:20
crazy.
PM, the city of
Hold up.
Toronto witnessed the worst mass murder in its history, as 25-year-old Alek
Is that a
Minassian
TOS
was
in there?
seen on CCTV.
Let me go ahead and copy paste this in chat, so mods can mute and accelerate.
Yep. And make sure there's no
What's yours?
toss.
History, as 25-year-old Alek Minassian was seen on CCTV, speeding down the sidewalks in a rental van, cutting down each and every soul in...
Oh my fucking god, bro. What?
No TOS, it's fine. No, somebody says no TOS. It's all fine.
Bro, that's...
Guys,
It's fucking terrifying.
I'm trying to look out.
Well, yeah, obviously. You're looking
No,
out.
no, it's fine. Just see this part? No TOS.
his deadly path. 10 people lost their lives. 16 others were severely maimed.
Dude,
his vehicle
Jesus
eventually
Christ.
came to a halt, at which point he was arrested at gunpoint. He was then brought to a Toronto
That's
police
fucking
station
terrifying.
and subjected to interrogation 9 hours later.
Jesus.
And you can just have a seat in the corner right over there, okay?
Okay.
Just have a seat right there, please. Thanks very much.
The fuck is he wearing?
Alek?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, good. Do you drink water?
Sure.
Thanks so much. How you feeling?
I'm good.
You feeling okay? My name's Rob Thomas.
Nice to meet
Hi, how are you? How are you? You doing okay?
you. Yeah.
Yeah, you probably had better days than this, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I am a little shaken, to be honest.
You're a little shaken?
It's not
You're a little shaken,
kind
bro?
of visually, obviously.
These eerily literal and matter-of-fact responses will be continuous throughout this interrogation. You will not see a shred of remorse, nor a single attempt to mask the horror of what he had done just hours before. He is diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, yet comes across far more sinister than the average person with the condition. An unfortunate
I don't know
myth
what
about the
Asperger's is.
disorder is that diagnosed individuals have no emotions whatsoever, which is simply not the case. They can have a harder time identifying and fully expressing their emotions, yet most are able to do so to a certain degree. Being autistic doesn't mean you are at greater risk of evil deeds. If this character didn't have Asperger's, his moral compass would still be corrupt and would still be void of empathy for the victims, but more able to fake empathy for his own self-preservation.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that. Yeah. Alek. Mind if I call you Alek?
Yeah, sure.
What do your friends normally call you?
Out.
Alek. Alek, my name's Rob Thomas.
Out?
I want you to call me Rob from here on in, okay?
Okay.
Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay.
The reason for the detective's friendly disposition is self-explanatory. It will allow for the development of rapport, thus making the suspect more likely to open up to questioning. Yet one might wonder why further information is even needed at this point. After all, the evidence they already had
Don't
on
they
the
have to get,
suspect
like,
was
motivation and
conclusive.
shit?
He was without question the culprit. Yet when a crime is so heinous and abnormal, an appeal for insanity is always a strong solicitation from a defense team. Yet if the detective can establish a motive, it can be used to refute it. And the more
Yeah.
detailed and clear-cut the motive, the stronger the state's case will be against
Interesting,
him.
actually.
And establishing this motive will be the priority for the detective throughout this interrogation. It's just
I
a case
see.
of building a strong enough connection with a suspect to allow him to divulge it. He needs to feel safe and trust the man he is speaking with.
Alec, I want you to understand something. I'm a senior detective with the Toronto Police. Do you understand what that means?
Yes.
Now, here's what I want to do, Alec. I want to talk to you, okay? We're going to spend a good deal of time together, okay?
Okay.
It's important that I talk to you, all right? I'm going to ask you questions, okay? I'm going to ask you questions about your background, your education, your relationships with your family and friends,
Okay.
work, travel.
Nothing to
Ask you
criticize so
questions
far.
about what happened today. Okay? You don't have to answer those questions.
About to
if
kick my feet
if
up.
you do decide to answer
Fucking
my
relax.
questions, would you do me the favor and just speak from the heart? Okay? And just be truthful. That's all I ask. Does that sound fair?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah, sure that you will.
Now, my understanding is earlier today there was an incident and you ultimately got arrested by a police officer. Do you remember that?
I do remember getting arrested.
Okay. Do you remember
Uh-oh.
it was a uniformed police officer who arrested you? So in other words, he was a police officer in a uniform?
Yes, I remember he had a uniform.
Yeah, okay. And I know there was a bit of
Damn.
altercation. We'll get into that. But basically, I just want to kind of cover off a few points before we get started. My understanding is that that incident, the time that you got arrested, you were on or near the area of Yonge Street earlier today. Is that right? And a police officer told you that you were going to be placed under arrest. And he placed you under arrest. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
Okay. Do you remember what he arrested you for?
I believe
Let's see it.
I may have been arrested for something similar to murder.
He carefully avoids defining his actions as
Jesus
murder, and
fucking
the reasoning
Christ.
behind this will be
Similar.
revealed later on.
Jesus Christ, bro.
I
Ugh.
originally you were arrested for attempted murder, and subsequent to that, the officer placed you in handcuffs. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, now I remember that.
Do you remember the officer reading you that?
To be honest, I encountered
This man isn't free.
encountered various police officers. I don't remember
being
which
questioned.
one read me that.
Yeah, of course he's not free. They already know he did it.
You were read. We call that.
But you gotta figure out why.
that caution.
Figure out a
Yes,
fucking
actually,
motive.
now that you mention the word caution, I do remember hearing the words of primary caution and secondary caution.
Okay, great. Okay, great. Okay, that's interesting because not a lot of people can remember those words. Okay, so that's what I read you was what we refer to as a primary caution. Now,
Primary caution.
in addition,
Wait,
to that,
what?
I just want to clarify one more thing. Did you speak to the police and tell them what happened today?
Sorry, I'm just need a minute to think about that.
What?
Are you asking if I in any way confessed?
Well, I'm asking if you
Wait,
if
what?
you confessed or if you made a statement at all to any other police officer.
I never made any significant statement about any events that occurred before
Uh-oh.
I was arrested.
This sounds like problem already.
Okay, so, if you did have any conversation with any police officer prior to being brought into this room,
Thursday hasn't been. This is important. Thursday he hasn't been influenced off the record. Used to refute. Yeah. So I was. Yeah.
and that includes making a statement or a confession, okay? I want you to ignore what you've said, okay? And I don't want you to
Sorry.
refer back to that conversation, okay? What I mean by referring back, I don't want you to tell me about any conversations you've had with any other police officers, okay?
Okay.
What I'd like to do is start fresh. We call this a clean slate.
Dude, X always has
From here
subtitles
in,
on.
Okay? I want this to be a fresh start.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
The investigator goes through each
Okay.
sequence of events from the suspect's arrest to his arrival at the police station, as well as each of the charges laid against him. This is essentially making sure the suspect is fit to be interrogated, and further establishing that he understands his level of jeopardy. All of these steps are emphasized when the suspect has any type of developmental disorder or psychiatric impairment.
they can
The
use this in court,
investigator
then.
needs to remove any slight possibility that a defense team could use to argue unjust or improper practice.
My
Got it.
understanding is you were taken to the cell area?
Yes.
Okay, and you were placed in a cell. And my understanding is that cell has a bathroom. Has a toilet.
Yes.
It has a toilet and a sink.
Yes.
And then following that, now there were a couple of other events that are important. One was my
Let me-
understanding is that you were given an opportunity to speak to a lawyer.
Yes.
Okay. And you
Oh.
you indicated to the officers that you didn't have a lawyer
Correct.
and that you didn't know who to call.
Correct.
And so the officers offered you an opportunity to speak to duty counsel, which is that free legal service that I talked about.
Correct.
Okay. And my understanding is you spoke to duty counsel.
Free
Correct.
legal
Okay.
counsel.
And
Guys, how good is free legal counsel?
I mean, it's probably not the best, but they probably do have to do their job to the best of their ability.
The
So
one
you
that
did
is by
in
the
private,
state?
is that-
they're probably legally required to do their job to the best of their ability, but it's probably not the best.
right?
And are they
In other
biased
words,
towards the
there
state?
wasn't anybody listening to your conversation?
No, they can't be.
Okay. Now, I don't want
They
you to
probably
tell
can't
me
be.
what the lawyer said, but did you understand what the lawyer was telling you?
Yes.
Okay. Are you satisfied with the information that he told you?
Yes.
Okay. So my understanding is, as the night progressed and as we were learning more information, it came to our attention that 7 people have died. Sorry, 9 people have died. I apologize. As a result of an
Jesus.
incident that occurred on Young Street.
Jesus
And,
fucking
so
Christ,
subsequent
bro.
to that, my understanding is the officers came down and they spoke
Jeez.
to you to advise you that the charges would be upgraded to 9 counts of first-degree murder. Do you understand what first-degree murder is?
It's a premeditated murder.
Premeditated.
Completely intentional and considered to be what's known as in cold blood.
Bro, what? Why has he just got the definition in his fucking head, bro?
Went to that, my understanding is the officers came
Dude!
down and they spoke to you to advise you that the charges would be upgraded to 9 counts of first-degree murder. Do you understand what first-degree murder is?
Holy
It's
fuck,
a
dude.
premeditated murder and completely intentional and considered to be what's known as in cold blood.
Well, yeah, that's a fairly,
Yeah, dude, he even stun locked the fucking guy. Bro, oh my god, that's. Jesus fuck.
precise way of describing it. What we call it premeditated. It means premeditated. You understand what premeditated means?
Yes, it means it would
Damn,
mean that
that was
someone
really
planned
accurate.
for that murder in advance.
Right, planning and deliberation. In other words, if somebody committed first-degree murder, they would have took the time out to think about what they were going to do, sit down and
Well, the case he ran people over with
deliberate
the
over the
van
plan.
car.
So in other words, they were going to sit down and go over the details of the plan, figure out what it is they were going to do, and how they were going to execute the plan, and so on and so forth, to commit a murder. Planned and deliberate. That's what it means. So there's a lot of thought and energy that goes into planning to kill somebody. That's what first-degree murder is.
Bro, holy fuck.
Um,
I'm still shook by him saying the fucking word for word
You're
definition.
going to be charged
Like,
with 10 counts of first-degree murder.
oh,
Okay, as well as 15 counts of attempted murder. I've read you your rights to counsel, your caution,
Holy
secondary
fuck.
caution, and so forth. Do you wish to speak to a lawyer? The choice is yours.
Yes, I will speak to a lawyer.
You want to
Damn.
speak to a lawyer?
Yes, please.
Okay. Did you have a lawyer, or did you want to speak to duty counsel?
Did
I'd
you?
like to speak to duty counsel, please.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So can you just hold on? Can you sit tight for 1 second? I'm just going to exit the room here.
Yeah,
for
sit
1
down,
minute.
man. Jeez. Yeah, man.
So, before we go any further, just tell me what happened from the time we left this room until the time we came back. What took place?
My lawyer told me not to answer.
Okay.
Due process was given to the suspect upon the request of legal counsel, and as expected, he was advised to remain silent. Yet this doesn't mean authorities are legally obligated to stop the questioning process once the suspect
Wait,
is
really?
briefed. Although the suspect
Right.
has been advised to remain silent, Detective Thomas will have lost no confidence with regard to the primary objective.
I
Wait, I'm
understand.
confused. Wait, guys, I'm sorry. I don't want to make this a joke or whatever. It's just because I learned some police stuff in RP or whatever. It's actually not true then. The thing in RP where once the person asks and gets, you can't question further.
Okay, and I'm glad you told me that. You know why? Because that tells me you understand
Canada.
what your rights are. Okay.
Different
You need to
different
understand.
laws.
Okay. We, the police, have
RP is
have
such
a
an R
job.
word. Okay, listen, a lot of things that in RP are based off of real life, and sometimes a lot of them applies. They use case laws and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just thought they were very adamant about this process, and it would be replicated in real life. And people said in some states, it is how it works. So yeah, it was right then.
Okay.
You're done.
And that job includes
You're dumb.
collecting evidence, speaking to people, trying to understand and uncover what's happened, what took place, and asking questions. And we're obligated to sit down and speak to people like yourself who are in this position and ask you questions, all right? Your lawyer's right, you don't have to answer any questions, okay? But you need to understand something, Alek, okay? I still have to ask you questions, okay? And I'm going to ask you questions, all right? And I'm going to talk, okay?
Thanks, Nine, for
And it's not, I'm not doing that to make you
What
feel
did XQC
intimidated
say?
or to make you scared or to say things that you don't want to hear, okay? But the bottom line is we have a very difficult job to do, okay? And this is a very, very important matter that we're dealing with here today, all right? So I'm going to ask you questions. If you don't want to answer them, you can tell me you don't want to answer them. Or you don't have to say anything at all. I totally understand that. But as long as we can still maintain that respect that we talked about at the beginning, is that cool? Is that cool? You're not going to offend me, okay?
Not much is happening right now.
You're not going to make me upset or insult me if you say, Rob, I don't want to answer that question, okay?
The detective recounts the events that occurred from the time they last left the room to the time they returned.
If I'm not mistaken, the officers fed you, is that right?
Yes.
Downstairs in the cells?
Yes.
What did they feed you?
He then poses the first open-ended question, a question that cannot be answered with a yes or no response.
Sandwich and juice.
A sandwich and a juice, okay.
This may seem inconsequential, yet it's a fairly significant breakthrough. The suspect has already unintentionally gone against his lawyer's advice, which would have been to only respond with yes, no, or I don't wish to answer, and only to questions not related to the crime. If he is capable of making a slip-up this early on, it lets
Okay.
the detective know he will be likely to make a more serious error later on when
I
he encounters more
see,
incriminating questions. The strategy will now focus on the development of rapport, while slowly and subtly shifting the dialogue from trivial matters to the actual circumstances related to the crime.
What was that?
Interesting.
I didn't have access to the time at the time I was fed.
Okay. Are you hungry?
No.
Okay. Did you have anything else to eat today?
I ate before I was arrested.
Okay. And what time?
Bruh.
I don't recall.
Okay. Do you remember what you ate?
I don't recall.
Okay. All right. If you're hungry at all, at any point in time, you just let me know. Okay. If you need to borrow the washroom, you just let me know.
Sorry, Ryan. Sorry for
I'm
the
gonna leave that up
this
to you to
time,
tell
man.
me.
Much love, man.
Okay, because I'm not going to know if you're hungry or not. I'm not going to know if you need to go to the washroom. So I'm going to rely on you to tell me that. Is that cool?
Yes.
All right. How much sleep did you have last night?
About 8 hours.
About 8 hours.
Okay.
How did you
Dude,
sleep?
Jesus Christ.
I slept well.
You slept well. And where did you sleep? Was it your home?
So he's still doing that to say that
I do not wish to answer that.
Okay.
that he's saying it whatnot, right?
Nevertheless, you slept well. Okay.
And he
I wanna
can't be
ask you something,
questioned.
Alek, and this is important. Are you on any kind of medication right now?
No.
Okay. So do you take any? What I mean by medication, do you take anything prescribed for any physical injuries or ailments of any type?
I don't wish to answer that.
Okay. What about medication
No.
for psychological?
No, so that they know and they can use that he's shit to be questioned. Maybe it's different, but I remember, chat, one time I got raided by the
Oh
police
my
at my
God.
house, whatever, right? And when they pulled me out of my apartment, the first thing they said is
Wait, he's
is that,
talking about
have you
he's
slept?
talking about a real event. He's not talking about an RP. I thought he was talking about a GTA RP.
One time I got raided by the police at my house.
That's
whatever,
fucking monka
right?
S,
And
bro.
when they pulled me out of my apartment, the first thing they said is that have you slept? Have you ate? Have you had anything to drink? Or any medication? And take any drugs or whatever? And how long have you been without sleep or something like that? Like,
issues?
yeah, man.
I don't wish to answer that.
Okay. Alec, can I ask you this? Because it's important.
In real life, man.
And I'm saying this because I think I know the answer. But am I
Okay.
wrong to understand that in high school you were identified as someone with special needs?
I don't wish to answer that.
Okay.
Okay.
How are things at home?
Good.
With you and your family?
Yes.
Are you close to your mom and dad?
Yes.
Yeah. And what about your relationship with your brother?
It's good.
I understand you were born in Canada.
Yes.
Yeah, and your parents immigrated to Canada
Wait, from where?
some time ago, and they're originally from Iraq. Is that right?
Dang, from
I do not
Iraq?
wish to confirm or deny that.
That's dope. That's sick as fuck.
I just say that because
Honestly, anywhere other than America is far.
he's worried about you. I'll tell you that. Okay.
The investigator evokes the sentimental thought of the suspect's father being worried about him. It's designed to conjure an emotional feeling in his mind.
And I ask you these questions, and I'm not trying to intimidate. I'm not trying to scare you. Okay.
The emotional conception of his father's concern is then interlinked with the immediate questioning process taking place. There
Nice.
is no given explanation of any resemblance or connection between the two elements, yet the intimate thought of his father has now been subjectively merged with the detective. It's a subliminal and also very subtle attempt to build trust. A simple way of
Interesting.
putting it would be that the investigator is trying to develop a father figure connection with the suspect and then use the assurance of a father figure to extract information. You also start to see the detective use terminology
holy
and
shit.
parlance associated with parenthood.
The reason why I ask these questions is because it's important that I get to know you better. All right. We just met for the very
I
first
understand.
time, and you don't know me. Am I right?
Correct.
Right. And I've never met you before,
I'll do TLDR in 5 minutes.
but I do know a great deal about you, and it's important I get to
Some
know
of you
you.
guys think it's manipulative, it's dirty, it's
Yeah,
guys,
no shit.
This one
It's
did-
supposed to
something
be.
unspeakable, motherfucker.
It's supposed
What are
to
you
be
on about?
manipulative.
And the reason why I say that is because
You literally do whatever you can to get the information, period. That's just how it is.
this is an important
Whatever you can.
issue
Bottom line.
that brings you here today. Okay, it's very serious. And
This guy deserves to rot in jail for the rest of his existence for what he did. And this detective's gonna get the information to, to fucking be able to make that happen. 100%, man.
I think I would be neglectful if I didn't at least try and understand who you are. That's all I'm trying to do. You understand?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel intimidated right now? Are you scared or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Good.
Will you let me know
Good. That's how
if-
you're
if
supposed
you-
to
if
feel,
that ever happens?
buddy.
I will let you know.
Okay, all right. My understanding is you were in a special needs class in high school. Okay. In my conversation with you, in my experience with people with special needs, because I've been doing this a long time, and I have actually family members who have special needs because of a variety of different reasons. I can recognize.
Some people say he's good, some people
people
say he's
who,
bad, the detective guy. I can't tell you.
Who have special needs, and so the reason why I'm saying that is because I want to make sure you understand what I'm saying. Okay. I don't want to be saying something that is going to confuse you or make you feel uncomfortable, or make you feel scared. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Are you in any kind of relationship right now with an intimate partner? I mean, do you have a girlfriend or a?
I do not wish to answer that.
You know, okay. All right.
What about a job?
What about friends? Do you have a group of friends that you typically hang around with?
I do not wish to answer that.
No.
Am I to understand
What do
that
you do?
you've had
Okay,
some-
quick recap. This guy had a like a boxcar van thing and rammed a bunch of individuals, and a lot of them lost their lives and were very injured down the street.
Yep.
military experience in the past?
On purpose, of course. I mean, I think.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, okay. Was it in Canada?
Yes,
Yes,
it's on
yeah.
purpose.
And my dad was.
It's
in the
definitely
military.
on purpose.
Did you have a particular skill that you wanted to develop, or was it just?
I was interested in learning how to use weapons.
Beautiful, okay.
Specifically large guns. Unfortunately, I never
Dude.
made it far enough in my basic training to use guns, so I don't know what type of guns the military uses.
Oh, okay. Do you find yourself do you play a lot of video games? A guy like you, 25 years old, imagine you're
Yeah, I actually like playing video games, especially the violent ones.
the violent ones. Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I just like to
Dude.
let out all my urges
That's
into the TV screen.
that's why they're there, right? So as far
What?
as
Urges?
being a gamer, how would you classify
Homie,
yourself?
what?
Are you, like a
I would
big gamer?
classify myself as a
Oh
hardcore gamer.
no.
Hardcore gamer. So in terms of hours spent during the day playing video games, how often would you? How many hours would you spend?
I would say an average of 5 hours per day.
That's not hardcore, bro.
My understanding is you're living at home.
That's not very hardcore, dog.
You don't live on your own. Am I right?
I don't wish to answer that.
But you have a good relationship with your mom and dad.
Yes.
Yeah. And has your relationship always been good with your mom and dad?
Yes.
Okay. And have they?
Anytime the detective kind of strays away from a question, or anytime the detective asks a question and the guy responds with, "I do not wish to answer that," it seems like the detective always goes back to like his mom or his dad or something, and kind of just instantly
Been
like
supportive
regains
and
his trust a
always
little bit.
Yes.
And were there any difficulties in your life growing up with your mom and dad?
No.
No. What about with school? Were there difficulties with school growing up?
No.
No. And so when I talk about that, I'm talking about like the school curriculum. Going to school, learning, and completing your assignments and things like that. Were there any issues?
No.
Okay. What about the students?
No. I never had any issues.
Never had any issue with any of the students or anything like
No.
that? No. And I say this because sometimes these things are important. Were you? How were you
For
treated
motive?
by the other students?
I was treated well.
You treated well. Okay. Did you have any difficulties with any particular group of students?
No.
No. What about difficulties with girls in particular?
No.
No difficulties with girls at all?
No.
No, not at all.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, man.
yeah,
How do
sure,
you
bro.
feel about girls in general?
I'm attracted to them.
Oh, you are? Okay. So you're heterosexual?
Yes.
Would it be fair to say that? Okay, that's important.
Okay.
Have you ever had a relationship with a female?
I don't wish to answer that.
Oh.
No. So that's a no.
In terms of females, I mean females and women. Because you're 25, you're a young man.
Is
Right?
that-
We call them women.
They're saying,
in terms of
what's with all these
your-
questions? I think trying to establish some sort of motive that correlates with maybe the victims or whatever.
Feelings towards women in general.
Maybe just like
How
he's
would
trying
you
to find
Any
like
link at all? Any?
yeah, he's trying to find like maybe a little bit of animosity towards like probably just towards society as a whole, maybe.
I would say that
Because like it wasn't
sometimes
really
I
he wasn't
am a
really
bit
going
upset
after
that they
anyone
choose
specific. He was
to,
kind of just going after anybody.
Date obnoxious men instead of gentlemen.
Yeah.
Wait.
So my understanding is you have
Oh,
some problems
my.
with women who date obnoxious men. Right?
Yes.
And these guys, I'm thinking you're talking about the fellows who are loud,
Uh,
arrogant, generally
Loud, arrogant. What
That's a
else?
huge
outgoing,
breakthrough they did right there.
popular with girls.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. And you have a problem with the women that date these fellas.
Yes.
Why is it that you have a problem with the women?
Because I feel that it's illogical to be dating such men when they could be dating gentlemen instead.
Right. That makes sense.
Bro,
And,
what?
and I've seen that because I've grown up. And I'll tell you one of the issues that I had as a kid growing up.
Stop,
Because
don't.
I was.
Okay, it's fine.
This is going to say you might not believe me. But
This guy is
I
toast.
wasn't a very big kid growing up. I was actually very, very small, and it took me a long time to grow. And so as a result, I was kind of ostracized. You know what I mean by ostracized? I was kind of
Cast aside.
cast aside. Yeah. And or I left out. Like I wouldn't get picked for teams.
I thought you said
anything like that.
castricized.
You know, I was kind of the last guy. Yeah,
Is
you ever
X
see
got a
those,
Reese's? Is that a
those,
Reese's cup?
You know, those television shows where
Sounds
all
fire
the kids
right
are
now.
lined up and they're getting picked for the teams, and there's always one guy left out at the end.
Yeah.
That was me. I was that guy. And I was never very popular with
I was always first.
women, girls in
Real
school.
and true.
And that kind of actually went on through the early part of my
Can't relate
adulthood,
them.
until I started getting taller.
Yeah, I can't relate either.
And maturing.
I can relate to being the smallest guy. I was smallest, but I'm athletic as fuck. So I mean, I don't know what to tell this guy.
But,
Get
I
more
understand
athletic,
exactly
I guess.
what
Go
you mean, because
run.
I was,
I don't.
as a kid
Should have
growing up, I
ran
was,
when you were younger. I don't know.
I mean, I was like any other kid, any other young man, right? You would look at attractive girls, and I knew I was probably just as smart, if not smarter than some of the clowns they were dating. But because,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, I didn't have what it took.
Not only is it getting rapport, I feel like he's trying to get him on his side, right? To try to gang up against that, so this guy opens up, even though he's like gonna fake it or whatever, right?
They wouldn't date me because I think because I was
He's like,
short,
yeah, we're together,
they
man.
wouldn't date me, and
Fuck
then
these
they'd
guys,
date
fuck
the
this.
tall
Well, yeah,
fellas
obviously.
And the other, the good-looking fellows.
I
Is that what you're talking
shouldn't
about?
say obviously
Yes.
because
then
to a
you
lot of
kinda
people it's
resent
probably
those
really
guys,
not obvious.
Yeah.
Because
That's why
it's
X
kind
is
of a
pointing it out.
superficial way of deciding, who it is
Because
you're gonna
height is an unfair. You can't control your height.
This is the first time the suspect added his own input to a topic without being asked.
I don't want him. I want to hear him talking about height at all, dude. I am 5'6" on a good day. Okay, this motherfucker said Charles are fucking height.
The question
Bro,
first.
shut up.
It's a sign that he is beginning to develop trust, and the investigator now maintains this development by focusing on the detail that made him open up.
Right, exactly. Right.
This
Right.
guy.
What other things can't you control?
You can't control
Hairline.
Your looks either.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm.
You're not a bad-looking guy.
Thank you.
No, you are. You're a good-looking guy. You keep yourself well, and you're good. You're fit. You're tall. What other things can't you control?
I'm unaware. I'm not aware of anything else you can't control.
What about like physical disabilities? Right. Obviously, if you were blind, or
Unfortunately, you can't control that.
Yeah, you can't control that. That's what I mean. So these are things you can't control, or other disabilities. If you're mentally handicapped, or if you have an amputee, or there's other things. And so does that would you include that in those issues that you can't control?
Yes.
And so
Okay.
so how long have you had this this feeling towards?
I get
women
it now,
who
what you're
are
trying to do.
attracted to this particular type of guy?
Ever since I started college.
Ever since you started college, okay. And was it something that occurred as a result of a single incident? Like, was there one particular moment in your life where
I'm sure there was a couple.
it sort of struck home this was a problem, or was it just
A broad outline of a motive has essentially been identified for the crime, and the detective is now trying to zero in on particulars. The more detail he can get from the suspect about his established motive, the more incriminating it will be in a court of law.
On Halloween of 2013, I was attending a house party, and
Okay.
I walked in and attempted to socialize with some girls. However, they all laughed at me and held the arms of the big guys instead.
really?
Yeah,
There you go back.
at me and held the arms of the big guys instead.
Really?
Damn, that literally sounds like something out of a movie, bro. That's wild. Holy shit.
And how did that make you feel?
I felt very angry.
Anger and resentment, the underlying causes for revenge. The reason the legally insane are given leniency is because they are deemed incapable of these complex and multi-layered emotions, thus incapable of acting with
I'm sorry for
evil
laughing
intent.
at.
Their criminal
Oh,
infractions will
I'm
have no
sorry.
reason or...
These videos are dark and everything dark. I'm sorry. Okay, it's like I can't do anything, motherfucker. I'm only
X,
laughing
you
at these
can-
concepts
X, you can laugh. It's okay.
on their own without.
We know you're not laughing at the situation. It's okay.
Linking it to the case itself. I'm not allowed to do that.
purpose. Yet the suspect has now admitted to quenching the hostility he
Jesus
felt from
Christ.
rejection by inflicting pain and suffering on others.
That they would, because I considered myself a supreme gentleman. I was angry that
A
they
supreme
would,
gentleman.
give their
What?
affection to obnoxious group.
A fucking supreme gentleman, huh?
I was angry that they would, because I.
I'm looking up what the fuck a supreme gentleman is. Gentle. Supreme gentleman. Meaning. The supreme gentleman from in the Urban Dictionary. I'm looking it up. In the Urban Dictionary, it's a supreme gentleman is a subgenre of the nice guy, genius. Genius, really? Genius that has allowed their ego to inflate to such an extent and become so fedora in their philosophical outlook that they go. Jesus fucking Christ.
Considered myself a supreme gentleman.
Okay. Dude, what? Why is that?
I was angry that they would
Bro!
give their affection to obnoxious brutes.
Really? And so
Dude.
it was that particular moment, and that was sort of a defining moment that made you think
A
that,
supreme gentleman?
this is wrong, and these people are,
Yes.
are unfairly treated.
I'm just saying the Urban Dictionary is fucking wild, bro.
In the way that they were.
Yes.
Yeah. And that makes sense. I appreciate you telling me that. That says a lot. And so from that point on, what did you start doing?
I started thinking that it's unfair that
No, I dropped my fucking letter.
certain guys will not get any love and affection from girls.
This is why the word incel is so heavily associated with entitlement. If you're a normal human being, you might feel lonely when you're not getting love and affection, but not enraged. If you think you are entitled to love and affection, when you don't get it, anger and resentment will likely arise.
Okay.
Entitled.
And what do you mean by certain guys?
Such as me, that are very nice and act gentlemanly.
Right. Are there other guys? Did you find other guys are in the same?
I know of
Serial
several
killers?
other guys over the internet who feel the same way, but I know they are. I would consider them too cowardly to act on their anger.
Bro, what?
So on the internet, what are you talking about in terms of?
Huh?
Specifically,
Dude.
certain boards on 4chan.
Oh, okay, 4chan. I'm familiar with 4chan.
Oh my
so 4chan is a
fucking
website.
god.
And within 4chan,
Bro.
there are these messaging boards.
Yes.
And they're individual boards specific to like-minded people.
Yes.
So when did you first start going on to 4chan?
Since 2014.
Oh, okay. All right. And how did you learn about 4chan?
I was informed about it by a friend at college.
Oh, okay. All right. And was he on it as well? Or?
Yes.
Okay. What's his name?
I don't wish to
Okay.
answer.
Okay, I understand.
Almost
What's the
got his
general,
ass too.
I prefer not to speak.
The topic within these message boards.
Well, on B, or random, the general topic is random. It's literally any random topic.
Mm-hmm.
On R9K, it's They call us space robots.
Okay.
The topic is usually frustrations at an inability to
Bro,
lose
what?
one's virginity, specifically for young males.
Okay.
Poll, which is politically incorrect,
Mhm.
is the general topic is basically political discussions with an alt-right bias.
Political discussion with an alt-right, so you're ultra-conservative, or you're
Yes.
like in the American definition you'd be ultra-Republican.
Yes.
Okay, so what would your what would your political views be in the alt-right?
Now we're
message
getting
board?
into
I
fucking
actually
politics.
don't have any
Chat.
political views.
Guys, let's say they establish a motive that is possibly politically related or politically motivated, a motive. Could that mean that it's gonna be, or
I only
Like
the only reason I
way worse
talked
or whatever?
with them was just because
So, like,
I
the
enjoyed
tea-
their style of conversation.
Okay, and what was the style of conversation?
It was very blunt and honest.
So what would it be? What would it typically
Jesus.
focus around, or what would the typical conversations contain?
Red pill truths about why women choose to date obnoxious men.
Date the Chads.
Yeah.
The Chads of this world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, this obnoxious about
Would it be? What would it typically?
red pill truths about why women choose to date obnoxious men.
Date the Chads.
Yeah.
The Chads of this world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically,
Bro.
the Stacy's going for the Chads.
Exactly. The Stacys are the. Yeah,
The
the
Stacys?
the dizzy dumb girls dating the goofy jocks.
Yeah.
Right. So you call them Stacys and Chads.
Yeah.
I've heard that term before. I've done a little bit of reading, and I know a little bit about involuntary
Celibacy.
Celibacy, right? So being celibate, involuntarily celibate. What does that mean?
That means celibacy means someone who never has a sexual intercourse.
Right.
Involuntary celibacy means this wasn't your choice.
I
You
see.
essentially have been thrown into true forced loneliness, and you're unable to lose your virginity.
Right.
This is especially painful for young males.
When did you first? Sorry, you mentioned this, and I forgot. When did you first go on to 4chan?
2014,
2014, and specifically when in 2014?
May 23, 2014.
That's literally my birthday. That's fucking terrifying. Cat, what? I'm gonna let this cat out real quick. What the fuck? Why? There's 365 fucking days. And he says my birthday. That's fucking terrifying, bro.
How
Why?
were you able to remember that?
Because I remember that was a very significant day.
Okay, what was that?
That was when Elliot Rodger decided to essentially commit an uprising, a beta
Wait,
uprising,
what?
if you will.
Right.
Wait, this was on my birthday?
Because I remember that was a very significant day.
Okay, what was that?
That was when Elliot Rodger decided to essentially commit an uprising, a beta uprising, if you will,
Right.
against the Chads and the Stacys.
Okay, and that was in the United States.
Yes.
So explain to me this movement. What's this movement about?
What is that?
It's
I never heard
basically-
about this.
It's basically a movement of
The Chads
angry
and the
incels,
Stacys?
such as myself, who are unable to get laid. Therefore, we want to overthrow the Chads,
Mhm.
which would force the Stacys to be forced to reproduce with the incels.
Right.
What-
Okay.
Bro,
You say incels.
what the fuck? Kinda.
That?
It's
I never heard
basically-
about this.
It's basically a movement of
The
angry
Chad-
Explain to me this.
Stacys.
Okay, and that was in the United States.
Bro,
Yes.
what the
So
fuck?
explain to me this movement. What's this movement about?
What is that?
It's
I never heard
basically-
about this.
It's basically a movement of
The Chads
angry
and the
incels,
Stacys?
such as myself, who are unable to get laid. Therefore, we want to overthrow the Chads,
Mhm.
which would force the
Overthrow.
Stacys to be forced to reproduce with the incels.
Right.
What?
Okay. When you say
Bro,
incels,
What
Involuntary
the fuck?
celibate.
celibate. So that's just a short form for for fellas who
Can't get laid.
Can't have sex, right? Okay. And what happened in the Elliot
Jesus
Rogers
Christ!
uprising? What did he do?
I know he used a gun
The concept is terrible enough. The wording is it's fucking
as
putrid.
well as a vehicle to convert the lifestyle
Forced to reproduce.
Yeah,
of
I
certain
know.
individuals
The fact that when he sang it, he didn't realize
What's
it's just
happening?
death
even
status.
Right.
more fucking wacky.
Only
Like, Jesus
to carry the
Christ.
message that incels can't be oppressed.
Right. So it was an act of rebellion.
Yes,
And it was out of frustration and anger.
you could call it an incel rebellion.
Incel rebellion. Exactly. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So what did you discuss with these guys?
The
We discussed-
incels are rebelling. Oh, Jesus
Exactly,
fucking
right,
Christ.
Yeah. Okay. So what did you discuss with these guys?
We discussed our frustrations at society and being unable to get laid, and we were plotting a certain
He's just getting everything right
timed
now.
strikes
Mhm.
on society in order to
Yep.
confuse and shake the foundations, just to
Well,
put all the
here we go.
normies in a state of panic.
Normies.
And who would be a normie?
Normie means normal people. That would be anyone who is considered to be normal by the unfair standards of society.
But not the Chads or Stacys.
Chads and Stacys are actually above normies, or at least they think they're above
Bro,
normies.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So is it fair to say you've got Chads
He's
and
got
Stacys
names
up
for
here,
everything.
normies down here,
And then
and then you've
incels.
got celebs who believe that they are being repressed.
Incels.
Incels. Sorry.
Yes.
Incels who believe they're being suppressed or
Yes.
repressed, and so as a result, to even the playing field,
Yes.
they convert the Stacys and Chads from living to dead, and to
So
make
that
it-
we come out on top.
Yeah, it's more than so. Is there so the targets? Who would the targets for this uprising be?
All of the
Chat, I almost feel like
Jesus
we need
fucking
like to wedge in
Christ.
on this, dude. Guys, I feel like there is a lot of I word or whatever, because I don't think we use that word anymore that much because of TOS whatever. Okay. Wait, I'm only pausing because it said this. Okay, and a lot of people think that, oh my God, it's impossible to get laid, this that, motherfucker. Even for those who aren't guys, getting laid is incredibly hard. Even if you're decently attractive, getting laid is incredibly hard, man. Kind of. I mean, not really. Yeah, man. Whatever, dude.
the alpha males.
All the alpha males. So the
Actually,
Chads.
got shot
Yes.
down by
So
chat.
those are the people.
Well, it doesn't mean that everything is stacked against you, whatever, and that you're getting rolled, and that it's unfair. It's tough for almost everybody. It is what it is. It is what it is. Deal with it. Get better. Improve. You'll get there. Anybody can get there. We can all get there. Motherfucker.
Motherfucker!
Fuck, man.
that you
Motherfucker.
Get better.
Yes, okay,
Improve.
all right.
Nah, real
And
and true though.
Any any of the Stacys who do not wish to give their love and affection to the incels.
So they're a target as well
Yes.
to
Bro.
be killed.
Yes.
Okay, and what about the normies?
Bro,
Normies.
fucking this plan is just absurd.
Yes, we do.
what
we
the
do- We
fuck?
don't necessarily wish to kill the normies, but we do wish to subjugate them in order to make them understand that that our type is the more superior one.
Bro.
Right. So when you say subjugate, what do you mean?
Huh?
Meaning
What am
either
I-
imprison them or put them in a lower position in society,
Okay.
so
Okay.
that they acknowledge the incels
Huh?
or the Pepe the Frog types as the more superior ones.
So, okay, so you're saying things that I'm not.
Pause! I can't pause. What? Bro, what the fuck? Dude, this is by far the most wild video I've ever watched on JCS, dude. What the actual fuck am I listening to? I literally, I have no words. Like, I don't know what to say.
In society,
Okay.
so that
This is like, a fucking like.
They acknowledge the incels or the Pepe the Frog types as the more superior ones.
So, okay, so you're saying things that I'm not familiar with.
Sorry.
What's a Pepe the
But
Frog?
he's a mascot on 4chan.
He's a mascot.
mascot?
Yes.
Oh, mascot on 4chan.
Yes.
And he's
I was using the
Holy
metaphor.
fuck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's actually
just put-
worshipped quite
Wow.
frequently.
Insane.
okay. Who did you have conversation with first? Let me ask you that.
Elliot.
Elliot. So how did you learn
Actually
about
insane.
Elliot?
He had conversations with the actual
Because
kid. That's
on,
insane, bro.
We private messaged each other on Reddit
Yep.
after I saw one of his posts,
Mhm.
and we just talked about each other, got to know each other, and we found each other very interesting. We both had the same frustrations at society,
Right.
despite being separated by distance so far apart.
Right. Did you ever visit him?
No, but I wish I could have.
Yeah. Did he
Bro.
ever come visit you?
No, but I wish he did.
Yeah. When specifically?
He's
did you
talking about a
first
guy who
contact-
literally
or have contact with Elliot?
committed mass
January
murders.
of 2014.
2014.
Like, dude, what the
And,
fuck?
When did you stop having communication with him?
As soon as he was deceased.
Okay. So his act, I know, took place in 2014, but I wasn't aware of the exact day. What day was it?
May 23, 2014.
Yeah, please
May
stop.
23rd. Yeah, you
That's
said that.
terrifying.
So when did you last speak to him?
Literally, that's.
May 20.
May 20th. And so what
Could have like.
did he tell you?
That's.
He told me that he has to go. He is on a very important mission,
Mhm.
and he might not make it back alive.
And so what did you say to him?
I kind of had an idea in my head of what he was planning, but I didn't want to think it was true at the time. So I replied and said, I wish you good luck with that.
Right on. Okay. And so you last speak to him on March 20th.
Bro,
May
May
20th.
20th. I'm sorry. May 20th,
what?
2014.
Yes.
He
I
commits
wish you good
his-
luck
his-
with, bro.
his acts
What
on
the
the 23rd
fuck?
of May.
Yes.
And
Oh, dude,
when
this
did you
can
learn
needs to be
that,
turned a little bit.
what he had done?
I saw it on the news later that night.
Later on the 23rd.
Yes.
I
Okay,
just
what did you
realized.
Damn, good questions.
I thought that I came to the understanding that this is the mission that he had to carry out.
Okay. All right. And anything else?
I felt kind of proud of him for his acts of bravery.
Okay. All right. And what about how you
Dude,
started
this
to
fucking guy is
change your
just-
thinking? Was any was it?
This fucking guy is just
Acts of bravery.
literally in
Alright.
like.
And what about?
I want to say insane, but if I say insane, then he could like go to whatever the fuck and plead insanity or the fucking. I don't want that. I want this motherfucker to rot in jail for the rest of his life. But he is fucking insane.
How you started to change your thinking? Was any of that going on?
I was starting to feel radicalized at that time,
You were. Okay. And when you say radicalized, what do you mean by that?
Jesus Christ!
meaning
Dude.
I felt it was time to take action and not just sit on the sidelines and
Jesus
just fester
fucking
in silence.
Christ, bro.
So what takes place next? As part of this growing
This is fucking
radicalization.
insane.
To be honest, the planning didn't occur until about a month ago. Most of it was actually just thinking
Okay.
and daydreaming.
Okay. All right. So the thinking and daydreaming. When did that start?
That started about a month after the rebellion in May of 2014.
Okay.
So I mean, so in June I started
How did
thinking.
this guy go from yes, no, I don't wish to answer to
To
just, dude, boom,
Everything.
establishing the most crazy motive that could be the most insane motives.
About this stuff.
And then that continued.
Literally, like, honest.
Yeah,
X said it
They couldn't even
perfectly.
use that as like a possible, you did, I did.
Go find other
Yes,
people.
Which is when I booked the van with the rider in
Okay.
order to use as a tool for rebellion.
Okay. All right. So take me through that process. What was going through your mind, and what were you thinking when you were doing all of this? What was going on?
I was thinking that it was a time that I stood up to the Chads and Stacys.
Okay. And then so what happened? So tell me what takes place.
So I booked the van,
Yep.
and then I just simply wait until today,
Yep.
and then I go rent the van, and then I drive it, take it downtown to Toronto,
Okay.
and I just
Dude, holy
start
fuck.
using it as a weapon.
Okay. All right. And so when you say that, what do you mean by
Disgusting.
that?
Meaning the
Dude,
vehicle
holy
collided
fuck.
with several pedestrians, some of who are no longer alive as a result.
Right. Right. Okay. Can I ask why were you looking specifically for a truck?
Because it would be large enough to inflict severe damage.
Okay, that makes sense. And in this
Holy
thinking, what were
fucking
you
shit,
thinking
bro.
specifically?
Oh my god.
About how the foundations of the world would be shooken by this event.
Okay.
Fuck
And,
off.
Yeah, but not in the way you're fucking trying to do it. You're such a
when
fucking
you say
idiot,
that,
bro.
What do you mean by the
That's
foundations?
pure delusion.
Like, not in the way that you want
I-
it to be.
I-
You fucking.
I
Oh
I was
my
fairly
god, you're
confident
so
that others
dumb.
would be inspired to repeat the same actions as me.
Whoa!
Basically, just to overthrow
Jesus!
society.
Okay.
Chat, isn't that like kind of almost political and could be an argument for like terrorism?
Kinda
Now, what are you
seems like
thinking
it.
While you're in the van.
I'm thinking that this is it. This is the day of retribution.
Okay.
Of
That's a requirement for that.
retribution, bro.
Anything
What the
else in your
fuck?
mind?
Just that. That's the only thing that's in my mind. It's just burning in my mind.
Burning in your mind.
Yeah. I'm thinking that this is it. I see all these people. It's time to go for it.
Time to go for it. And what do?
I floor the pedal.
Yeah.
I speed the van towards them, and I allow the van to collide with them.
Okay. And then what happens?
Some people get knocked out of the way. Some people roll.
Dude, this fucking guy, the way he just leaned forward like that, and oh my,
What happens?
bro, what the
Some
fuck?
people get knocked out of the way. Some people roll over the top of the van.
Okay. And then what happens?
I continue doing that until, in fact, actually, to be honest, the only reason I stopped my attack was because someone's drink got splashed on my windshield, and I was worried that I would crash the van anyway, so I decided, okay, now I wanted to do more, but I've kind of been foiled by a lack of visibility. So then that's when I
Dude,
pulled,
Okay, this is
What
so
the
disgusting and weird. It's
fuck?
theory.
and I saw the cops approaching, so I decided to pull over and get out of my van.
Okay.
His analytical and strategic preparation for the attack, and the attentive precautions he took for each step, shows an individual
Jeez,
with
that
a
drink,
visibly
though.
corrupt, yet undeniably balanced mind. He is not insane, and what the detective has got him to divulge in the last hour
No,
of
he's
this
not.
interrogation
So unironically, that
He's not actually insane. Not actually insane, but quote unquote insane. You know?
drink might have saved crazy amount of people.
will prove that in a court of law.
I see a patrol car pull over, and I hear the cop screaming at me to get out. So I get out, and I point my wallet at the cop with the intent for it to be confused with a gun, so that I could be fatally shot.
Bro, what the fuck?
And was that something you were thinking about?
Dude.
Yes.
I know. I mean, what I'm saying
Even
is,
even beforehand, I premeditated as an attempted suicide by cop.
you wanted to be killed by the police.
Yes.
Okay.
Suicidal tendencies are by no means
Okay, I gotta let this fucking cat in. 1 sec. Dude, holy actual fuck. Come on, cat. Come on, bitch. Holy shit, man. This one is a lot. This one is a fucking lot. God damn, man. Turn this real quick.
enough to prove insanity on their own, but they can be used to argue detachment from oneself. If a defense team can prove that the defendant's self-interests were of no concern to himself, they can also lessen the perception of
I mean,
wickedness.
Wait, I
Used
missed.
to suicidal tendencies are by no means enough to
The police.
premeditated as an attempted suicide by cop.
You wanted to be
Dude,
killed by
that's
the
so
police.
fucking
Yes.
insane.
Suicidal tendencies are by no means enough to prove insanity on their own, but they can be used to argue detachment from oneself. If a defense team can prove that the defendant's self-interests were of no concern to himself, they can also lessen the perception of wickedness with relation to the lack of concern that he had for others. The detective will now attempt to garner information that the suspect, in reality, did not intend to die that day.
Can I ask why you decided to equip yourself with a
Imagine
wallet
being a
and not
cop on
something
duty.
else?
I was worried. I was thinking about purchasing a toy gun,
Right.
but I was kind of paranoid that for whatever reason, the rental company would ask to see my pockets or any bag if I chose to bring that. So I decided to go as stealthy as possible so no one suspects anything.
That
Bro,
makes
what
The
the
prosecution
fuck?
during his trial will most likely argue that he could have picked up the van first and
Yeah.
then retrieved a toy gun afterwards.
Nevertheless, you get out
Yeah,
of
he
the
probably
van,
didn't think
the
of that,
officer sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, because I want to make sure I get this right. You get out of the van because the officer orders you out?
Yes.
Okay.
He was ordered out of the van at gunpoint. Had he hit the gas at that moment, he would have most likely been shot, and the prosecution can argue that he was in fear of that happening, which is why he complied with the orders.
And you want to die by
Checkmate.
by suicide by police. So you point your wallet at him.
Yes.
Okay. And do you say anything to the officer?
I actually told him that I had a gun in my pocket, which was untrue.
Right.
Then I twice stuck my left hand in my pocket and attempted to do this just to provoke a reaction.
What? You went
yes.
like this? Are you
He-
fucking kidding me?
Unfortunately, he didn't react. So
Right.
then I ended
Because
up
you're
being
pulling
ordered
out
to the
just your
ground,
hand,
so I knew at
bro.
that point he's not going to shoot me. So I've lost. So I had no choice but to just get on the ground.
Okay. So just walk me through this step by step, because I'm a little confused.
Not-
Yeah, so
you
am
get out
I.
of the van. So you turn right. You can't see. You hear the police. You know they're coming. You see the police officer approach. You stop your vehicle. You realize this is the end. He orders you out. You get out of the van.
Yes.
Now your plan was to die by suicide by cop. So you said you reached into your
Dude.
pocket twice.
Well, actually, originally I the entire time I was holding my wallet with my right hand, but then when I saw that wasn't working, I reached into my pocket with my left hand and quickly pulled it out and formed my hand into the shape of a gun like this.
Dude.
With the hope that he would panic and shoot me. That, of course, didn't happen.
This entire incident was captured on video.
Wait, can this... Dude,
These
what
were the two
the
motions
fuck?
that the suspect alleged were for the purpose of provoking a lethal response. They seem convincing, yet notice where the cop was looking and where his gun was pointed at that moment. Eyes looking to the right, away from the suspect, and weapon pointed towards the ground. The assailant most likely knew he wasn't going to be shot. The police officer was on his own, and was incredibly brave to initially confront the suspect without backup. Yet at this moment, he's assessed the threat and recognized there is no need to use deadly force. He wouldn't have taken his eyes off the attacker for even 1 second otherwise. This is further established by the fact that he takes his time to turn off the siren to try and de-escalate the situation.
Bro, holy fuck.
The police officer holsters his pistol and takes out his baton to avoid the use of unnecessary lethal force. As soon as he takes his advancing first step, the assailant immediately gives up.
Jeez, that was fucking scary.
Yeah,
Jesus
that was
Christ,
really
man.
fucking
Assailant,
bunk ass.
who had just purposely inflicted an untold amount of pain and suffering on so many lives, surrendered at the very first sign that he himself was to encounter any sort of physical discomfort.
And so, realizing that the officer wasn't going to shoot you, what did you do at that point?
I realized I had no choice but to get on the ground because I was probably gonna be tackled anyways or tased, and if I'm gonna live, I'd rather not encounter a physically painful experience. So I decided I have no choice but to admit defeat at that point.
Right, okay. And so when you say admit defeat, what did you do?
I got on the ground.
Okay. That's quite an experience. That is quite a,
Not the usual everyday experience.
no, it's not.
No, it's not, bro. What the fuck? Like,
Did I miss anything?
I
dude.
believe that's everything.
Yeah, everything. Now you can go fucking rot in jail. Let me hear the
Alek,
what happened.
Thank you for talking to me.
Please.
I really do. I really appreciate that. You've given me
Show me
something to-
show me the life in prison.
Appreciate it too.
I want to hear it.
Well,
How you
not,
feeling
not,
right
not, not only is it disgusting, weird, evil, all
It's
the all the words
fucking
you can find,
everything.
It still doesn't
all
even make
of the
sense
above.
with his own mentality. What? How could he have how could he say that all people in the street will all be normies or whatever he's explained to be? If he's going at random, it still doesn't even make sense. That's pure delusion.
I'm feeling good.
Okay.
Alek Minassian's trial
the fuck
date
was
is
that
set
ass
for
that popped
February
up?
3rd, 2020.
Wait,
Wait,
what?
what?
I'm feeling good.
Okay.
Alek
Feeling good.
Minassian's trial date is set for February 3rd, 2020.
So what happened?
Look that up. Well, that's why I'm looking through the comments.
I was literally about to go do the same thing.
Guilty on all counts.
Good.
Yeah, this episode was fucking absolute.
Yeah, that was here. Let me let X
Bonkers.
finish. Yeah, that was definitely the craziest JCS we've ever watched. Holy fucking shit, bro. Guilty on all charges is what X said. Hopefully he got hopefully this guy got fucking, I mean that's life, right? Has to be life. Goddamn. Yo, hey, make sure to go subscribe to XQC and JCS, yeah?